I recognize the Honourable Leader of the Official Opposition.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, Nova Scotians want to know why this government continues to push ahead with its surprise agenda. This government wants to give themselves the power to fire public servants without cause, lift long-standing protections on our land and water without warning, restrict freedom of information access for Nova Scotians, and strip universities of their independence. All of this with no conversation, no consultation, no justification. Why is this government still pushing ahead with these changes?
I recognize the Honourable Premier.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The real surprise was that our best friend and ally launched a trade war on us, an economic war. That was the words. That was a surprise. And when you get surprised like that, you need to respond. You need to respond quickly. You need to respond as effectively as you possibly can, and you certainly need to respond with precision. That's what we're doing. Now, the opposition, they can try to slow us down and they can pretend that what's happening in the world is not happening. But, Madam Speaker, that doesn't change things. It is happening, and we will respond, and we will continue to respond. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
I recognize the Honourable Leader of the Official Opposition.
Well, Madam Speaker, that's a convenient but terrifying cover for an agenda that seeks to consolidate power. This morning, the president of the St. Mary's University Faculty Union said the government's plan to strip universities of their independence is, quote, the most extreme act of political interference in higher education in Canadian history. Universities don't want this. Faculty don't want this. Students don't want this. And Nova Scotians don't want this. Otherwise, it would have been a part of the recent election campaign. Why does this government want to control what Nova Scotians can study and research at our post-secondary institutions?
I recognize the Honourable Premier.
Madam Speaker, I don't know if you remember, Madam Speaker, or I don't remember if the opposition will remember, certainly some members in this House remember a time not that long ago when the opposition was crying foul about supporting the AG. You have to support the Auditor General. How dare? Well, actually, a lot of the things in this bill, Madam Speaker, are as a result of Auditor General's report, which we actually respect the Auditor General, not at a time when it's just politically convenient, but when the Auditor General does her work, we respect it. But, Madam Speaker, what's really surprising to me is the degree to which the member will try to stoke the fears of Nova Scotians on things that just aren't true, Madam Speaker. We'll focus.
I recognize the Honourable Leader of the Official Opposition.
The Auditor General has called out this government for failing to clearly contract with the universities that it picks as winners and signs checks for. If this bill fixes parts of that, great. Stripping the universities of their independence did not have a single drop of ink in the Auditor General's report. This government seems to believe that it can make sweeping changes without telling Nova Scotians what it's doing or why. Nova Scotians deserve a say in decisions that affect their rights, their jobs, and their communities. And they have come out in droves to say so. The Premier can call them negative, call them special interests, call them names as much as he wants. It doesn't change the fact that he refuses to listen. What is the plan to address Nova Scotians' concerns?
I recognize the Honourable Premier.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think last year, Nova Scotians, taxpayers of this province, invested close to $500 million in universities. It's an investment we're happy to make, but it comes with some accountability, Madam Speaker, and that's what Nova Scotians are asking us to do, and that's what we will continue to do. But we don't need to stoke up the fears. We don't need to misrepresent what's really happening. Remember when the opposition was saying, how dare the government get rid of the Law Amendments Committee? What an affront. There'll be no mechanism for Nova Scotians to speak directly. That wasn't true then. It's not true now. I think we're on our third day of Nova Scotians coming and speaking to the government. We will continue to do that. Let's speak to the facts, Madam Speaker. That's what Nova Scotians want. That's what we'll deliver on.